Excellent. So we are going live, and this is day 3 in PwC Krushevo. We are here with Kirsty Cameron. You are the first lady in gold yesterday.
I was.
It was not an easy task. So how did it go yesterday?
Well, it was fairly easy, the first few sections. It was the end of speed that was the issue because Russ, my teammate, he pushed on very, very hard at the end. I mean, obviously, he's a world-class pilot, the current world champion, so everyone followed him. And yeah, he pushed it a little bit too hard there at the end. And what 20 odd pilots landed with him just before the end, before the goal line. So they got the end of speed, so they had their time, but obviously they have to get over the goal line, and they didn't do that. So when I realised how desperate it was getting and that maybe he had overcooked it a little bit, I just stayed back, took a few little turns, tried to pick my line a little bit more carefully, went to the low hill and managed to come in.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm
So
happy.
two tasks till now. Today is day 3. We have a little bit more stronger northeast wind.
Yeah, yeah,
And what
yeah.
do you think will change today?
It'll be a very different day.
It will.
Today will be very different because the wind, if it's windy, it will chop up the thermals more. It may or may not work well in the flats. There's a bit more instability around, which is obviously helping in the mountains already.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see what it does in the flats. But certainly, if it's weaker in the flats, it's with the wind component as well. It's going to chop it up a bit.
Yeah.
But I think there will just be a fast. If we can launch and we can get a task in, it will just be a race down the valley to the southern goal. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your advantage in such conditions? Do you have some advantages in light or strong? Where is your joker, let's say?
This is why I like flying here. I love flying in strong conditions, which is not typical for a British pilot because a lot of the time in the UK we have quite weak conditions, or certainly if you're flying a cross-country task, parts of that flight where you have to fly in weaker conditions typically, which doesn't actually suit my personality really. I actually sort of enjoy the stronger conditions. So Krushevo, when Krushevo is working, which most of the time it is, I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it because you can just get on with it really, and you haven't got to waste too much time in the weaker
Exactly,
stuff.
exactly.
So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and I wish you a nice flight today.
Thank you.
And see you hopefully again in goal. Thank you.
Be nice. Thank you.
So now we have a little bit different setup. It's actually the second of yesterday, Bogdan Bialka. He shares second place with 3 other pilots, and first was again Baptiste Lambert. So this time we interviewed the second ones. Bogdan Bialka is a legend. He will tell us a little bit more about his Krushevo flying. Tell us, how many times have you been to Krushevo? How do you like the flying?
3 or 4 times so far, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, it's beautiful place. It's definitely the world premium side. Nice for competition flying. It's yeah, definitely one of the best world sites.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic place.
Excellent.
Perfect combination of flatlands, and the mountain flyings. Yeah.
Excellent. Tell me, how did you do on first task, and how did you manage to come so good into goal on yesterday task?
Well, on the first task, I was one of the last in goal, about position 100, which is it's PwC reality. Like pilots that fly PwC, they know that in the final glide, one more turn, and it's your 50. So that's reality of. But I've made a major mistake on the Bitola point.
The Bitola point, yes. Okay.
I came there on top of the goggle, and then the thermal wasn't integrated really, so everybody was sneaking around, kind of looking for cores, and nobody really climbed well. And I'm kind of famous for sneaking too much, and then I kind of got lost. Everybody got a strong bit, majority, and I got kind of stuck till we got low, and I got stuck there for like 10 minutes. So that was the end of the story for me.
And your winning move for yesterday?
Winning move, I actually, it was kind of one of my days. I feel super great here. I feel the air. I feel the lines fantastically. Mm-hmm. So I'm picking up good lines. I was leading for a good moment, the point in a big mountain there, close to
Pellister Mountain, yeah.
I was there first, and then I was pushing good bit, collecting good lead points. So actually I felt the air super yesterday, really happy of my flying, and the end is just I would say also the luck factor, and also, well, a bit of risk, I would say, because we got low. I saw the glider thermaling close to the mountain, so I choose to go left, kind of into the mountains, and yeah, I got a small thermal there, and just right after end of speed section, got survived, got to go. Yeah, so very happy. Yeah.
Today is a bit different. We have northeast wind, a little bit stronger than other days. There will be a zigzag, I think, to Bitola. What is your advantages in these conditions? For sure, you have flown it because this is typical Krushevo condition.
Yes, well, I fly whatever comes. Like, it's always fun. I mean, there is no guarantee. I mean, you competing against world-class pilots. Like, like you have to be super focused. You lose focus for 1 second and you're out of the game. So it's just, I think keep focus. Don't get worn too much. And the first part to keep focus for the end of the race, and try to do the best. I flown this zigzag in 2019. And I actually won that.
That was the World Championship.
World Championship task number 10.
Wow.
So I was really happy. That wasn't the best comp for me.
Wow.
I have some trouble with the wing, and then I bum out 4 times that time. So I was really, really down. And I won the last task to wipe my tears a little bit, and come back home happy.
Excellent. We wish you good luck for today and hopefully see you in the beginning of the first coming to go.
Thank you very much. Thanks a million. Thank you, ciao.
Thank you. And the next on second place, the second on second place, or we have a third or three same, is Simon Metetal. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah.
It looks flyable, so nice.
Excellent.
Thanks.
How was your task the first day, the second day? Yesterday you were obviously very good. How was your first day and how did you manage to come so good in the second day?
The first day looks good. I finished 7, so it's a good result. I really like the condition here. The place is really strong and really good. And second day, I finished second, so pretty good for World Cup. With lot of level, and I'm quite happy. It's just the start, only 2 tasks. Just playable all the day, so I will just to continue like this.
So in France you have many places which are very good. What do you like about Krushevo, let's say compared to other places in France?
It's my first time here, and in France there is a lot of good places like Alps or Pyrenees, but here it's my first time. I don't know if it's every time like this, but it looks flyable every time. Last week it fly all the day. It looks flyable all the day, so it's that I like. And
it looks like the PwC will have all the tasks. I think it's 7. Seven tasks. There will be some discard. What do you think is important if you have such a long race with so many tasks? What is important to have in mind as a competitor?
The most important in a competition like 1 week is the endurance and the regularity. It's the most important. It's pretty, but it's really hard to be regular in competition with a lot of level. But it's the most important.
Simon, thank you very much, and we wish you good luck for today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Goran is shouting to pick up the trackers. Briefing is still on the way. We try to get the third, and that's Ulrich Prinz. I don't know, we don't make it in German, we make it in English. We are already live, Ulrich. We have 30 more seconds for you. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. So how was your first and your second task? Your second, obviously, you were very good. What did happen on the first?
I was too cautious, simply. I was way too high, and then because I have come in here several times very low, like yesterday, I was banking on the safety, but then it was too high. So I was with Baptiste and let him go.
Okay.
And 10 places in 40 seconds, that's a lot here.
That's a lot here, but still we have 5 more days to go. And what do you think is important to be, what do you need of a challenge for these 5 days to be on the podium at the end?
Well, there's a discard, so you basically have to push like yesterday, every day. Low into the speed section and then try to make it to goal.
How often have you been to Krushevo here, and what is?
Third time now.
It's your first time. What do you like? Let's say the most here.
It's safe, it's reliable, we can fly every day. It's
Okay.
it's beautiful. The town is nice. I like it.
Okay, thank you very much, and see you in the race. Nice, have a nice goal today. Thank you. Okay, this was the reports. You see cloud bases, nice cloud bases forming in the back. The wind is getting a little bit less because the thermals start, and the thermals will stop the general wind. And what we will do now, we will move to the task board and try to check out what the task today is. So I'll just grab the tripod and move you there. So the competitors are already typing the task, and we will interrupt a little bit and have a look. So this is the task for today. It's 83.6 kilometers, and the task written on the task board. Actually, what you can do to follow the full race is to go on live.pwca.org, and you get live commentary, you get live tracking, you get the results, you get everything there. So this is a really nice zigzag race. First to the north, we go like 5 kilometers to the north. It's a big cylinder around B22. Then we go to Prilep, and then south to Mogila, and then more south to the border to Greece. You see all the pilots are putting in the task, so we'll move a little bit away. And the briefing will start like... Goran, tell us when the briefing will start.
In 2 minutes. It will
In
start
2
in
minutes. Thank you very much, Goran. So we'll stay live for a few more minutes from here. Excellent, 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 excellent. Steph, tell us something about the race.
Oh, what to say, a story from deep inside. Oh, I think it looks very nice. I think going into wind for the first turn point will be very challenging. So right at the beginning is our big challenge. That's all I can say. The rest is quite easy.
Thank you very much, Steph. Okay, I need more like this. Excellent. So I'll pass the microphone to the meet director, this time professionally. So now watch what you're talking, you're live.
Great. With my jokes,
Excellent.
I'm not quite sure it's a good idea.
Can I just say, maybe on the sort of like safety parts that the commentary is now in 7 different languages, so if people are...
You would like to say that
No,
yourself?
you say it.
Okay.
Yeah, just to say that if they've got friends
Okay,
and family
let
at
me
home,
write because
then-
I'm gonna forget.
So are we going down to Gold today, or know what we're doing?
I'll tell you in just a second. That's correct spelling?
7. It's in 7. You could just put the brackets here, just put 7 afterwards.
Okay. Now you're telling me.
Crossing the lake just before the goal is taking away.
I will explain. We think it's not. It's just touching on the corner a little bit, and it's landable all over the place, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, but if you're very short and downwind.
I will. You cannot do it like this because there is also some trees around the landing. I mean, they're low, but you cannot really go crazy like that. I will explain this now. Okay, guys. Okay, hello everyone. Frenchies, may I have your attention, please? Okay. Okay. Welcome everyone to the task briefing for the third day in Krushevo, for the third task that we're going to fly today. This briefing is, as usual, we are not in rush. We will take some time to explain a few other things, not only the task itself. The weather today, Martin will explain. We have a bit of a different weather than previous days. Martin will guide you to the details. Before we go into all of this, Ulrich has some technicalities to explain about the numbers on the gliders.
Okay, I've got a list here of pilots who are flying with a number on their glider that's different to their competition number. We allow this only if it's authorized by me. So you can't just do it without us knowing. So if you're flying with a number that's not your competition number on your wing, and you're not on this list, you need to come and see me, and we will authorize it. So tomorrow we will be putting a definitive list up, and if you're not on that list with the wrong number on your wing, you are breaking the rules. So please make sure that we get this sorted out today. Any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, just in addition, numbers are a legacy thing in the World Cup. They have some practical value, but also it's kind of benchmark of World Cup, and we're discussing this every single year. So every single year we are deciding to keep them. So I know that it's creating a little bit of mess for someone, especially for the guys buying a second-hand gliders with the number already there, but that's it. As long as we have numbers on the wing, this is mandatory. Don't play with that, because it's happening quite often. That could lead to a penalty, and this is really ridiculous to have a penalty for the number on the glider. So please follow the instructions of Ulrich and clear up this issue today. Okay. Out of the other things that I would like to mention today, just briefly, not to waste too much time. Yesterday, it was one pilot brought to my attention that there is again, let's say, unsportive dropping of ballast in the middle of the goggles, in proximity of other pilots. So, of course, there is a big difference. Is it what kind of ballast it is that is dropped? So this is, we penalized already once for unsportive behavior when someone dropped unkind ballast to somebody else. So please be careful when you are doing this, in which position you are. Are there pilots close to you, especially below you or in the back? It's difficult to see, but if you're not sure, don't do it, because it's really something very aggressive and offensive. It's not nice to the others. Corona update, it seems luckily to be under control. No more, nobody asked me for some kind of assistance or to report something. The one pilot that is isolated, he will be out tomorrow, because I believe it's already safe, because it's in the 7th day, and by local law, we cannot keep anyone in more than 7 days in a lockdown. That's why from tomorrow, I believe that guy will be allowed to fly with us and to be around. If there are no some further implications, we will stop these corona updates. If there are no alerts, we will not speak about it. Laura is collecting proxies for the General Assembly, so that means that if your friends or members of the association that are not here would like to vote, they can give that right to you. One pilot may have maximum of, Laura, 2. One pilot may have maximum of 2 votes for the other, so that means that somebody who is here present in the best scenario can vote for 2 other members of the association. If this is the case, if somebody would like to exercise this right, in that case, Laura needs to receive a written confirmation email from those pilots that would like to give a proxy to someone present here. During the General Assembly, among the usual stuff, which is budget, operational stuff for the World Cup and similar, we are getting some motions, which is the topics that members would like to be discussed. Some of them are very controversial, and I would like to ask everyone, because it can decide for the destiny in a way of the World Cup, to be present there, or at least to think about this. One of always controversial topic is the equipment and the future development of equipment, and where it will go, or what kind of equipment we would like to have for the future. This is especially important because CIVL, the regulatory for these kind of things, is laid back. So they will not take action before we usually before we propose something or before we exercise something in the World Cup. This is very important. It can be a big trouble for us and for the pilots. So I strongly advise everyone interested in the future of this topic to be present and to discuss. We will have some limited time for this. Ulrich?
You sent a list of the known topics.
Yes. Absolutely, yes. We are working on this because we are not sharing material because we are still receiving material. That's why but we can start today. We already have something, and we will share it. The second topic that is very, very important to be discussed and cleared up is the Russian motion to discuss the statute of the World Cup, which is saying publicly that all of us are equal, which means being member of the World Cup is not representing country or whatever flag, doesn't matter, it's you, which is correct. And they are quoting few paragraphs from the statute that are expressing concretely this. They are proposing or to change statute or to enforce it. So it is super complicated and difficult, and we need members to give us an authorization to act in certain direction. There are some other things, but this is something that I would like to give you a heads up. And the last thing in this new things is Ruth and our team and Ruth in front of it. She developed live commentary now in 7 different languages, and she's doing this on daily basis. It's translated. So if it's important, for example, for big communities like Brazilian or Spanish or I don't know, to have the comment to follow the commentary in their own language, now this is possible. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
So can I just qualify that? We've got it in French, English, Italian, Portuguese, Turkish, Spanish and German. We know that some of the technical words we're having a few problems with. I know on day one in the Spanish version we're translating goal as goal post, and we actually put that 7 to 9 people flew into a goal post. So if you can see the technical words that we're translating wrongly, send me an email and we'll correct that. It's very much a trial, and please see the funny side of the mistakes. Thanks.
Okay, thanks Ruth. Okay, it's enough for today, I believe, with the non-sportive topics. Okay, so now Martin will guide you through the meteo and what we can expect today.
Okay, sorry, we have to take care for social media as well. Today we have a bit different day, much more wind predicted, especially low level. The wind direction today is going to be northeast, mainly when we are low, and the strength going to go something between 10 and 20 km per hour. Some forecast shows even a bit stronger wind than that, but I expect to not be more than 20 low level. And then as we go higher, this time actually the wind goes less, and around 2,000 meters going to be around 10-15 k's, and then around 3,000 meters we expect 5 to 10 k's of wind. As we go higher, this northeast keeps the direction all the way up to 2,000, and then above 2,000 turns a little bit to the north, but not a big change. Also because it's a bit weaker, it's not that significant. The cloud base predicted at the beginning of the day is around 2,300, and then rising up all the way to 2,700, 2,800, maybe even 3,000 on the mountains especially, but probably in the flats gonna be a bit less. The big difference today is even though at the moment it doesn't look like, it was predicted to have a bit more clouds, especially in the flats, than the other days. So even up to 40% cloud cover, cumulus cloud covers in the valley between 12 and 3 o'clock. And the prediction says that the day gonna start to die off relatively early today after 4 o'clock, after 4:30. All these parameters brought us to make a task like you can see on the map. Goran will explain it a bit more. Probably there will be questions about the leg to the north. So we did that because we had to extend our playground somehow and make a decent enough task, but also because earlier in the day the wind prediction is to not be that strong. Also higher is not that strong, and closer to the mountains we get more eastern flow, more northeast flow, which we think it's not good. It's gonna actually help us to get there and back down. Otherwise, if you have any other questions regarding the weather, thermal strength will be something like yesterday, but like yesterday in the flats, which means 2 to 3 meters per second, not like the mountains. Something that is very important to mention is that we're going to have drastically more wind on takeoff. Our staff members, our helpers are instructed, we mentioned this on the safety briefing, but for today will be very important. They are instructed not to open your wings until you get your brakes in your hands. So if you want to be fast and efficient, you drop the wing where they will tell you or help you, then you go back, take the lines, take the brake lines in your hands, and only then they are instructed to help. We believe that we're going to have between 4 and maybe even up to 6-7 meters per second wind on takeoff, but it shouldn't be stronger than that. And with the thermals coming in, we might have a bigger breaks between a very strong gust and then very low wind and then a strong gust again. Classic thermal conditions, yeah. I think that's it, huh?
Okay, guys. So Martin said it all. So I will just go briefly to explain some details of the task, not to waste too much time. About the first leg that is going to the north, Martin explained the logic and the purpose. So we will start from D01 as every day, and then we will go to the north to the next turn point, which is B16. Please notice that today we have exit cylinder, and that is this turn point here. It is important to know that this exit cylinder is a little bit further to the north, and we are already inside it, and some of the best thermal spots are within the cylinder. Depends on the strength of the wind and the wind drift. We can end up somewhere here, maybe outside, so be careful not to start before you verify the cylinder. The rocks in front of us and the Krushevo town are also at the limit of this cylinder. So we think that you will have a decent place to wait. Depends, of course, on the wind strength and on the climbs, how high we will go in the beginning. Then after verifying the exit cylinder, we go to the turn point B22 with the 13 case radius. This is fairly similar to the first day. It's a bit closer and a bit deeper in the mountain, but it's the same concept as on the task 1. And of course, as Martin said, this leg is a bit tricky, but it's short. So I believe it is creating a tactical challenge in the beginning, how to do it and how fast you should be before going into the flat. So now we have one long leg after that is going to the turn point B50 with a radius of 9 kilometers. It is here. So it is in the middle of the flat. Some of you already have been there. Yesterday we have some interesting retrievals from that region. That was a mess, and I will mention a few words about that later on. And then from there again through the flat, through our favorite spot in the valley, the small hills in the middle of it. We are going all the way to southwest to the turn point V04, which is a virtual point somewhere, and with a radius of 19 kilometers. So this will bring you at the mountain that we crossed twice yesterday, once on the way down and then going back. And it is also quite a serious thermal trigger and point, and we already know how good that works. And then another zigzag leg, which is going to the turn point B35 with 2 kilometers of radius, and then final glide to the goal A08. It's a village called Porodin. This is the famous goal that I spoke about it on the safety briefing, which is close to the border. Border is just here. You can see it's very close. And then I will explain the goal now a little bit better, because there are some things that you should know. On the east side of the goal, which is here, on that part, there are two fishing ponds. There are lakes that are very, very visible. They're not so big, and those lakes, the optimized line is touching the upper northern corner of these lakes. This is not creating any kind of safety risks because the lakes are so close to the goal that if you cannot cross them, you're not in goal anyway. So there is no point of improvising. So if you cannot do it, you cannot do it. You should absolutely not end up in the corner of the lake, because from that point, if you are that low, it's hopeless. You cannot do the goal. Also, on that after the lakes, there is this road, which is the main connection in between Bitola and the Greek border. So you have to go over the road, and in the corner there are some trees. There is a tree line that is separating this field from the other fields. The field itself is very big. It's the size of a football field, kind of. So the field itself is perfect, very easy access. There's asphalt road touching that field. That's why we are using it, and we use this goal. I will not make mistake if I say it 300 times. So we never had issues with this goal, but just for tactical reasons, I'm explaining that if you really are too low, you have multiple obstacles, which is the lake, then the asphalt road, then the tree line, so it's not worthwhile. Be careful. It's landable around this place, so around the lakes you have landable places, multiple fields, it's total flatland, so there is really no reason to improvise and to have some crazy final glides. So we are all top pilots, so I'm sure that you can manage this in a proper way. So that's it for the task itself. We flew this task many times. Yeah, that's it. It's a zigzag course.
So this was it. Thank you for watching our live channel. The wind is getting a bit stronger. We will see how will it end up. I guess at 1 o'clock will be start of speed section, and follow us on live track and also on live.pwc.org. Thank you, Steph, for interrupting. Thank you.